evening. 4th of July is coming up, and so I thought we would dip into some Americana in books this evening on our Thursday night Bookish Chat. So, welcome. My name is Beth. I am here in my book corner at Small Home Comforts. I am the creator of the Small Home Comforts book box, which is a subscription box for readers who like a cozy reading experience and community with which to share some old-fashioned books. So, welcome. I am glad you're here. I am going to get started here with, of course, my technology, but it's getting easier, you guys. This technology is getting easier. So, welcome in. If you are here, I would love to hear from you. Say hello in the comments, and I can say hello back. Nice to have you. So, of course, it's Thursday evening here in the book corner, and I have my tea. So, let me know what kind of tea you're drinking. Let me know you're here. I would love to say hello to you in the comments. Tonight, I am drinking a strawberry coconut cream green tea. This is what I've got tonight. This is the tea that I put in the very first book box last year, and they don't make it anymore. So I kind of like conserve it as much as I can because I love it so much. It's so yummy. I've made it into iced tea tonight. So that's what I'll be enjoying with you this evening. I'm going to come over to the comments and say hello. Jacqueline is here. Hello, Jacqueline. Welcome. Nice to have you. Aunt Eileen is here. Hello. Megan is here. And Kelly is here. Hello, ladies. It's so nice to have you. I'm so glad you're here. So, like I said at the top, I thought we would talk about 4th of July is coming up. So I thought we would talk about some instances of 4th of July in books. I thought I would share some books that kind of um, have like an Americana feel to them, some early historical fiction about early American books, early American times, I mean. So I thought that's what we could discuss this evening. So I'm going to just start off with, of course, one of my very favorites. I've got a I've got a pile of books here, but one of my favorite illustrators is Tasha Tudor, and I love this book of hers called A Time to Keep, Book of Holidays, the Tasha Tudor Book of Holidays, and it goes month by month. And I've told you before how I think picture books are just works of art. It's like instead of having art on your wall, you can just flip through your books and look at the pictures in the books. So I wanted to show you her July one right here. So, and I can read the little life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. There's always a little quote underneath each month here. And it says, July 4th started with setting off firecrackers under tin cans. The boys loved the noise, but the corgis didn't. We would hang the flag from the loft window and fix a huge and delicious picnic. And here they are with their picnics. Look at that watermelon. And then we would take the canoes and paddle to the magic island where we ate lunch. In the evening, there were fireworks at the fairgrounds in the village. We liked to watch them from the high pasture. And here they are watching fireworks. Do you guys like to watch fireworks too on 4th of July? I love watching fireworks. My kids all love it. It's kind of like a tradition in our family to go. We love it. Our dog doesn't get too scared, so that's lovely. But I just think it's just such a lovely, such a fun pastime. So Jacqueline is drinking a cup of hot Yorkshire Gold. That one is so popular. I have yet to get it, but it is on my list. I'm going to. Teresa is here. Hello, Teresa. Let me see. Megan is drinking the wild raspberry hibiscus that came with the giveaway. So I last week was my launch week for my book box, and I did a whole bunch of giveaways. So one of them was this wild raspberry hibiscus. I was doing some tea note giveaways, and that was the one that I sent to Megan because she won one of my little mini giveaways. So. I hope you like that one. It looks so good to me. So I hope you enjoy that one. Jacqueline is saying she loves fireworks. It's just such a wonderful thing to kind of like an event that you can look forward to. Warm summer nights and a celebratory mood. I don't know. I think it's amazing for 4th of July. So the next book that I have here is Mrs. Sharp's Traditions. So this is actually by Sarah Ban Breathnock, and and she wrote Simple Abundance. She wrote a bunch of things, but this one is Reviving Victorian Family Celebrations of Comfort and Joy. And of course, if it says comfort, you know that I tend to look at those kind of books. So this one also goes month by month, and kind of shares some of the traditions that started in Victorian times, and shows some old-fashioned pictures as well. So if you can see that here, these are the pictures here: Pursuit of Happiness and Old-Fashioned Independence Day. And it kind of goes over, it goes, set the mood for celebration, a candlelight breakfast with blueberry pancakes and strawberry syrup. And then, of course, it talks about an Independence Day parade, a tradition since 1889. So, of course, there are also a lot of parades for 4th of July, too. And then it has a little poem about July as well. So this one is kind of a fun one, just to kind of see traditions, and see kind of like, um, how they can fit into your own life. Of course, we probably all have our 4th of July traditions. One of the 4th of July traditions that I have been doing recently with the family, which is kind of nice. And it doesn't have to be with young children, it can be just with whoever you have. We've invited people over for it as well, but we read the Declaration of Independence on the 4th of July. We've been doing that for a couple of years now, and it's just so much fun. It was an idea that I saw um, in a book, or maybe on Instagram or a blog that I read. But it's just a fun thing to read together. So usually one of us reads it, and usually often it's me reading it, and then everybody who is gathered will cheer or boo depending on what part of the declaration we're reading. So it kind of is a everybody gets involved kind of a thing. And I think it's just kind of a cool thing to read the Declaration of Independence out loud, because you don't hear the whole thing often, and so I think it's kind of a fun thing to kind of go through it once a year. So that is, and they talk about that um, in some of these old traditions. And in fact, they talk about that in the next book that I'm going to talk to you about. But before I go to the next book, we have a couple more people sharing their tea, which I want um, to share. So Karen is drinking an apple cinnamon ginger iced tea. It is time for the iced tea, isn't it, Karen? I am totally drinking iced tea tonight too, because man, it has been hot here. We've been having a heat wave. We're in northern Illinois. Um, and it's just so hot. So I've had to switch to, while I love hot tea first thing in the morning, I've had to switch to iced tea just to kind of refresh. Um, okay, let's see. Megan is talking about some nice fireworks she has over the St. Mary's River between, um, okay, you're saying SOO Michigan and SOO Ontario. Is it Sioux? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what that is, Megan. Between Michigan and Ontario, though, and the St. Mary's River. That sounds lovely. Right over the water. I bet that's amazing, and I bet you don't have to really go looking for spots I bet you can just see it amazingly well. Around here, we often have trees, and so we have to kinda, like, pick our spots in order to be able to see it, but that sounds amazing. So, Karen is saying that she did the Declaration of Independence with her kids, so I'm not the only one too. That's awesome. I love it. And then, yeah, let's see. Oh, and Books with Cordy. Hello, Samantha Elizabeth. She's saying she loves that idea. So it's kind of a fun one, something different that we've been doing. So Kelly is saying over here, she likes Laura Ingalls Wilder, Farmer Boy, for 4th of July. Kelly, here it is. That's my next one. So I actually picked two. These two of the Laura Ingalls Wilder both have um, chapters on Independence Day. So, speaking of reading the Declaration of Independence out loud, that's what happened here in their like town square. They did the Declarations of Independence out loud. And so let's see, where is it here? 173. Let me flip to it real quick and see, because I think they did it in both Farmer Boy and Little Town on the Prairie. Here's the amazing illustration from Farmer Boy. That's the town square parade with the American flag. And let's see, I think it's saying here, oh, they're singing the Star Spangled Banner. And then here, then everyone, oh, here, they sing the Star Spangled Banner. And then here it says, from the top of the flagpole up against the blue sky, the stars and stripes were fluttering. Everybody looked at the American flag, and Almanzo sang with all his might. Then everyone sat down, and a congressman stood up on the platform. Slowly and solemnly, he read the Declaration of Independence. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Almanzo felt solemn and very proud. So that's from Farmer Boy. So Kelly, you called it. You and I are in the same wavelength tonight. And then there's also in Little Town on the Prairie a chapter about Independence Day as well, which is what she calls it. And or this one was called Independence Day in the chapter. This one was called 4th of July. And this one talks about how they had they heard fireworks, and then Pa wanted to go into the town, and Laura and Carrie wanted to go with him. And so they went into the town and watched horse racing, and they were given, I think, fireworks to take home with them. So those were the two. Those are the fun ones that I thought of for some Independence Day, dipping into Independence Day for a couple more books. So I'm going to come over to the comments here. And Megan is saying she has, for the last few years, read all the Independence Day chapters of the Little House book for the 4th. So yes, I was looking to see if there were any others. I thought that there was a chapter in on the banks of Plum Creek that had a 4th of July chapter, but I couldn't find it when I was looking. So perhaps it was just that I couldn't find it, but those were the two that I found that I loved. So um oh, it's Sault Ste. Marie, and some people say or abbreviate and write it as Sue. Okay, so that's what Megan was talking about before, the St. Mary River between Sault Ste. Marie, between Ontario and Michigan. So lovely. I love it. Jacqueline is saying she loves the Little House on the Prairie editions. This is a set. I know these are so lovely. The ones with the beautiful. Growing up, we had yellow hardback or were they hardback? Now I can't remember, but they were kind of like yellow covers. But these are the ones that I have now. And they're so lovely. These ones are illustrated. I think this is the more common version right now by Garth Williams. But did you guys know that I think I have an old, yes, I have an old one from on the banks of Plum Creek. And this one is illustrated by Helen Sewell. And look at this, you guys. Look at this. This is the same. Is this the same one? Hold on. Did I get the right one? I might have made a mistake here. Hold on. Is this the right one that I'm thinking of? Is it Betsy Tacy or is it somebody else? Somebody else. Helen Sewell was in something else too. Hold on, you guys. I think, did I get it right? Well, I can't find it now. But I thought, isn't this, well, now I can't find it, but I thought that is this the same? I feel like this is the same illustrator. Nope, this is Lois Lenski. I was wrong. Helen Sewell was something else though, and now I can't remember what it was. I'm going to have to do research on that. But I love these illustrations as well. She was the original illustrator. She illustrated something else, and I am blanking on what it was right now. It was not Betsy Tacy, but it was something else like that. And just such lovely illustrations, even though I think the Garth Williams ones were the ones that are more popular now and more well known. But anyway, I thought that was kind of a fun little find. So, all right, moving on. When I find out what other books Helen Sewell did, I'm going to let you know. I know she did something else that was really well known, and I am blanking on what that was right now. Okay, moving on. Here is one that I thought I would mention that I don't see a lot. This one is Adrift by Rhonda Ortiz. This one is book two, and I'll tell you why I picked book two for this book stack in a minute. But this is the Molly Chase series, and it's a trilogy, but the third book is not out yet. So books one and two are out. It's a historical fiction book set in 1793, so right after the Revolutionary War. And it's set in such a way where you feel like it's very early America, and it reminds me of like a grown-up American Girls book, sort of. It talks about it's a little bit of a romance. It talks about theology, and it's fictional, but about different belief systems, and it talks about a lot of sailing, a lot of on the water. And I'm trying to remember, there was part of it that was in Boston. So first chapter starts in Boston for this one, and there was part of it that was in Philadelphia as well. And so it was kind of like, new America, set very early, historical fiction. And they're kind of fun. It kind of goes over a whole bunch of different topics. But this is book two, and the reason I picked book two is because this one starts in May and goes over the summer, late May, and then goes over the summer. And book one, I think, was like late winter and through the spring or something like that. I have the first one there too. Book three isn't out yet, but these ones are kind of fun for early America, which you don't often see in books or at least not that I have read. So I would like to read more. Let's see. Samantha Elizabeth is saying she's wondered about those. She didn't know that I'd read them. Now you want them even more. They're very they're in depth. They're definitely, I know I said American Girls, but it's definitely like adult, like grown up American Girls. So it's more of an adult themes that are in this one. And more of it's romance, and it's sailing, and it's kind of relationships and um navigating like gossip in the early colonies, and people's opinions of you, and if you different different income classes, like in society and things like that. So very interesting, very packed with a whole bunch of different themes. So I recommend that one. That's number two. That's Adrift. Number one is In Pieces. Like I said, that one is set, I think, in the springtime, which is why I picked this one. So for this book list. Okay, now I said adult American Girl, we cannot let 4th of July themed Independence Day go without talking about the American Girls. So if you were here a couple weeks ago, I had Meg from Meg's Reading Room on the podcast. And we were talking about all sorts of different American Girl books. The one that I picked for today is Felicity because, well, for a couple reasons, which you'll see in a minute. But Felicity was during the Revolutionary War. And so I thought that would fit in nicely with 4th of July. So I did get these I only have a couple of my own. They're around the corner here, but I wanted to read them, so I got them out of the library. So there's all of them. But as promised, and as we talked about, so my sister was here. Kelly, are you still here? she she sort of dared me to do this. I was telling Meg from Meg's Reading Room during the interview a couple weeks ago that I never had one of the American Girl dolls, but I did buy myself one of the outfits, one of the American Girl outfits. So they had them for the dolls, and then they had them for you so that you could match. So while I didn't have the doll, I did buy Felicity's nightcap and her shift, and I said that I would show you guys. And so here it is. I bought this for myself because I thought I was just really into that time period, and I thought it would be fun to kind of dress up. And so here is my Felicity bonnet. To go, I'm not going to try on the night shift for you guys, but I will show it to you. Little nightgown. that goes with the bonnet. I've kept this since I was a teenager, and I thought, how fun would that be? Um, Not only to live up to my sister's asking me to do it, but also to show you guys how this goes. So I think, see how she has this on? She keeps putting, I looked through all the books to see if I've ever showed her in her pajamas, and it does not. So I think she just puts it on with a different ribbon based on um, what book she's in and what dress she's wearing. But there she is with her nightcap. Um, let's see. I think this is probably the best one. What do you think, guys? So there we go. There's my Felicity nightcap that I bought that so that I could get more immersed in that time period that I was reading about. I hope that gave you a little giggle tonight, so that you could we could kind of join in on the fun there. So Kelly's saying amazing. She is still here and people are laughing. And Samantha Elizabeth says the fact that I knew where to find it is quite the achievement. I was looking for it last week. I didn't find it in time for last week because Meg was here 2 weeks ago. But this past week I was like, all right, I got to dig it out. Oh, that was funny. Okay. All right. Moving on, you guys. Kelly is saying, I'm so excited for this. Oh my goodness. So, all right, that's that. I think that's all I have for you because now am I blushing, you guys? After that, after that, when you've all seen me now in my Felicity, my Felicity nightcap. Cheers, everyone. Mm. Okay, it's time for what we're reading now. So, usually at the end, we like to end by sharing with each other what wonderful books we're reading at the moment. So I will give you some time to put that in the chat and I'll start to read what you're reading there. While you are doing that, I'm going to share what I am reading now. Before we let's see. Oh no, I'm going to save that for after. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm reading now is Mandy by Julie Andrews Edwards. And yes, this is the Julie Andrews. When this book was published, let me tell you, I think it was in 1970 or something. 1971. She was married to Blake Edwards, and so I think it was originally published under Julie Edwards, which is how you have to look for it when you're looking for Mandy. But Samantha Elizabeth is here tonight. She is Books with Cordy on Instagram, and she is hosting a book club that she does online and Instagram, which I am a part of. And Mandy is our current read, which we will be discussing. I think she just Samantha Elizabeth, did you just announce the date? I don't remember what you said. It's either this week or next week for the discussion. Just a low key discussion on Instagram, which is a lot of fun. But this is the first time that I have read Mandy. And so far, I'm enjoying it. What I love about it is that it's centered around a small cottage, a place that Mandy finds. So far, I'm not quite halfway through yet, but I'll finish by the end of the month. But she's talking about how she's sprucing the place up and how she's kind of making it a home. And if you've been here for a while, you know that making home and anything surrounding home, of course, home is in my title, small home comfort. So that is typically a big hit for me. So I'm enjoying my read through of that for the first time. That's what I am currently reading. All right, let's see what you guys are currently reading. Oh, Teresa said she loves Mandy also. So many people have read it. I don't know why it wasn't on my radar before. Um, but, yeah, I'm so grateful to Samantha Elizabeth for having recommended that one because it's a fun one to be reading. So this one, our RAF is reading The Maid. I don't know that one. Who is the author of that one? Um, Jacqueline is finishing her buddy read with Jen of Mrs. Lorimer's Quiet Summer and reading volume six of Emma M. Lyon. I am in volume 6 also of Emma M. Lyon. I'm hoping to finish Well, I'm not going to be able to finish by tomorrow. I know she's having her read along tomorrow, but she's doing a read along. So I'm going to read that tomorrow night during that. Mrs. Lorimer's Quiet Summer sounds amazing. That one is, I think that's a Molly Clavering. Is that the Molly Clavering one? Or is that the D.E. Stevenson one? Now I can't remember because they're getting mixed in my head. But lovely. I love those, Jacqueline. That's amazing. Karen is finished. She finished The Growing Summer. She started Mandy and Emma M. Lyon. Karen and I are in the same wavelength this week. We got 2 books going at the same time, both by the end of the week, I was hoping, but we will have to see. Definitely by the end of the month, we're gonna have to see that. So, Teresa is reading Emma M. Lyon Volume 1. Oh, Teresa, you have some loveliness to look forward to, and also Eat Like a Heroine. I love that one. That one is a good one to dip in and out of. Anything Jenny Williams does is amazing. I love her stuff. So, awesome. Oh, yes, it is Molly Clavering. Jacqueline is saying Molly Clavering for Mrs. Lorimer's Quiet Summer. Um, and it's about D.E. Stevenson and Molly Clavering. Okay, that's probably why I had them mixed up in my head. I couldn't remember which author it was. 5-star read, though. Awesome. I've heard good things. That one is on my TBR. So I don't have any other. I think that's it that you've mentioned tonight. So awesome, you guys. This is amazing. I'm so glad. Thank you for sharing with me. I love hearing all these titles. I get such good recommendations from you guys. So awesome. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. I did want to make the announcement I will not be here next week. So a week from tonight is July 3rd, and I'm sure we're all going to be watching the fireworks that we were talking about, whether it's that night or the following night or prepping for 4th of July. So next week, I will not be here, although I'm going to release a pre recorded video. Which I'll tell you more about next week, but stay tuned for that. There will be a pre recorded video, not live, but something for you to watch if you are looking for something that weekend to kind of view. So I won't be here, but I will be here the week after that, and it will be the live unboxing of the summer book box. So in between now and 2 weeks from now, the summer book box is going out. If you're watching at between now and then, if you sign up, it will go out July 1st. We would love to welcome you as a subscriber to the Small Home Comforts book box. The summer box starts on July 1st, and I will continue to leave subscriptions open until I'm out of boxes. So feel free to sign up whenever you are watching this, even if you're not here with us live today. You can go to smallhomecomforts.com to learn about all the book box items and what it all includes. So we would love to welcome you as a subscriber. If you like the kind of books we talk about here, you might love the book box. You get tangible items and a community around reading the book together. And our summer book is The Moffats. So I would love to welcome you. All right, everyone. I think that is it for this evening. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. And I will look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. And in the meantime, I'm sure I'll see you online. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Good night.